we dive in, I want to ask you something. If you knew there was a lottery ticket in your house, would you go looking for it? Exactly. That's what this coin could be for you. So don't blink, because missing a detail might just cost you a fortune. And don't worry, this isn't another dry coin lecture. We're talking million-dollar mystery, unexpected treasure, and the golden key to unlocking your wealthy lifestyle, all in just 10 minutes. Let's rewind to 1982. Gas was cheap, big hair was in, and the US Mint was in the middle of a major transition. You see, that year, they changed the composition of the penny from 95% copper to mostly zinc. Why? Because copper was getting too expensive. Seems straightforward, right? But here's where it gets juicy. The transition created 8 different variations of the 1982 penny, some copper, some zinc, some large date, others small. But only one of those is now known as the Holy Grail, the 1982 D copper small date penny. Yes, the one with the D Mint mark from Denver. This wasn't supposed to exist. The Denver Mint had officially switched to zinc. And yet, one copper penny from Denver slipped through the cracks. Maybe it was a mint worker's mistake. Or maybe fate just wanted to shake up the world of coin collecting. Now here's where it gets even more thrilling. This coin wasn't discovered until decades later. Imagine holding onto a penny in your drawer since the 80s, and waking up in 2016 to find out it's worth over $1 million. That's not just profit, that's legacy. That's retirement. That's a whole new lifestyle. And yes, this coin has been authenticated and verified by top numismatic experts. It's real, it's rare, and it's in demand. In fact, collectors are still desperately searching for another. Only one known copy has been graded and sold, which means if you find one, you're not just selling a coin, you're making history. Let me interrupt the seriousness for just a second. Have you ever dropped a penny and not picked it up? If you have, you might have just thrown away a luxury vacation, a brand new car, or an entire college education. Feels weird now, doesn't it? That's the power of rare coins. They're hiding in plain sight. Now imagine this. You're sitting on your porch, sipping coffee, scrolling through coin listings, and someone just found another 1982 D copper small date penny and sold it for $1.3 million. How would you feel knowing you could have found it first? That's the fear of missing out. But here's the flip side, excitement, because you can still be the one to find it. Check your coins. Go through your penny jars, your dresser drawers, your grandparents' coin collection. Look for 1982 D pennies. Test the weight if you can. Copper versions weigh 3.1 grams, zinc ones only 2.5 grams. And if you find one that matches the small date design with a D mint mark and weighs like copper, get it authenticated immediately. You may just be holding the second known piece of $1 million mystery. And don't wait. The demand is skyrocketing. Collectors, investors, and wealthy enthusiasts are all on the hunt, and they're paying top dollar. This isn't just a trend, it's a treasure hunt. And in every hunt, timing is everything. Miss it now, and you might spend the next decade watching others cash in. Before we wrap up, let me leave you with this cliffhanger. What if the next $1 million penny is not from 1982 at all? What if there are other years, other mint errors, lying quietly in your pocket change right now, just waiting to be discovered? Well, if you want to find out, you know what to do. If this video opened your eyes, imagine what else we've got for you. Subscribe now, and join a growing community of smart collectors who are turning pocket change into financial freedom. Every week, we break down real coin stories, value strategies, and secret finds that can change your life. Don't just watch others win, be the one holding the next $1 million penny. Yes, that little copper-colored circle you've ignored for years might just be your ticket to a life of luxury. And before you roll your eyes and think, not another coin story, let me ask you this. What if your financial breakthrough has been sitting in your change jar this whole time? This isn't about fairy tales or urban legends. This is about real people, real coins, and real money. If you're between the age of 30 and 65, and you've ever dreamed of living a wealthier lifestyle, free from the 9-to-5 grind, then what I'm about to share could completely change your perspective on what's sitting in your coin drawer. But here's the catch: most people will miss it. They'll spend it without a second thought. And that's exactly why you need to stick with me till the very end, because I'm going to show you how to spot the difference between a regular penny and one that could retire you early. The 1991 D Lincoln penny might look like a typical 1-cent coin at first glance. It's got Abraham Lincoln's stoic profile, that shiny Denver D mint mark under the ear, and it weighs just 2.5 grams like every other post-1982 penny. But here's where it gets exciting. Certain rare era coins from that year are now being hunted like buried treasure. These aren't just mildly interesting to collectors. They're in hot demand. We're talking about misstrikes, doubled dies, off-center errors, and planchet anomalies, flaws that accidentally happened during minting but now make the coin a collector's jackpot. Some 1991 D pennies were struck on bronze planchets instead of zinc-coated copper, giving them an entirely different metal composition. When those rare anomalies show up, their value explodes at auctions. How could a mistake at a mint turn into $1 million payday? Well, collectors aren't just looking for rarity. They're looking for a story, a quirk, something that sets a coin apart from the rest. These errors are like rare stamps or misprinted baseball cards. They become artifacts of history. And because of how few of these error coins exist, their value skyrockets every time one is discovered. Just last year, a collector at a private auction purchased a 1991 D-era penny for a staggering $1.4 million. That coin wasn't buried underground. It wasn't locked in a museum vault. It was sitting in someone's personal collection, forgotten, until a keen-eyed appraiser spotted the error. Think about that. What if that had been your coin? Now, before you go digging through your couch cushions, let me tell you what to look for. Because not every 1991 D penny is valuable. The jackpot comes from spotting the difference. That's where most people quit. They say, "It's too hard." But you're not most people. You're here for a reason. You want financial freedom. And you're not afraid to chase it. Let's reset for a second. I know, all this coin talk can get intense. But seriously, how wild is it that we used to toss these pennies in fountains, hoping for wishes, when in reality, the wish was the penny itself? Kind of ironic, right? Now here's the empowering part. These valuable 1991 D-era pennies aren't all locked away. They're still out there, hidden in collections, in old drawers, in forgotten piggy banks across America. Every year, more of these coins are discovered, appraised, and sold for life-changing amounts. And guess what? The demand is only going up. As awareness grows and collectors scramble to complete their sets, these coins become even more desirable. Time is not on your side. As more coins are discovered, fewer remain in circulation. And as collectors scoop them up, the prices climb higher. This is your window, your opportunity to act before the rest of the world catches on. Go check your coin jars, pull out those old rolls of pennies from your basement, ask your parents or grandparents if they saved any 1991 DS. And when you find one, don't rush to sell it on just any platform. Get it properly appraised, authenticated, and marketed to high-end buyers. That's where the big money is made. And if you're sitting there thinking, "This all sounds amazing, but I don't know the first thing about coins," don't worry. That's why this channel exists. I'm here to guide you through the world of rare pennies, valuable errors, and smart selling strategies, step by step. In our next video, I'll reveal another seemingly ordinary penny that's now worth over $2 million because of a shocking minting error almost no one noticed. And trust me, you're going to want to know about this one before the collectors beat you to it. So if you're serious about turning pocket change into wealth, hit that subscribe button now. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss your next $1 million opportunity. Because in this world, it's not about luck, it's about knowing what to look for. But stay with me, because this isn't some urban myth or clickbait headline. We're talking about the 1980 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, a seemingly modest coin that's now making headlines and creating millionaires overnight. And yes, one of these coins recently sold for a jaw-dropping $1.50 million. Now, before you dismiss this as another coin story, let me ask, when was the last time you checked your spare change? Could it be that the hidden wealth you're chasing is already in your possession, disguised as pocket change? The 1980 Lincoln penny may appear as ordinary as a Tuesday afternoon. No shiny mint marks, no obvious bling, nothing flashy. But sometimes the real treasure is hidden in plain sight. For millions of Americans, especially those between 30 and 65, there's a growing trend, discovering life-changing wealth in the coins they've unknowingly been hoarding in jars, drawers, and old coffee tins. What makes the 1980 no-mint mark penny so special? Why is it breaking records and causing collectors to scramble like it's Black Friday at a gold shop? The answer lies in its rare minting error, a twist of fate that turned an ordinary penny into an investment-grade artifact. Let me bring you in on the secret. In 1980, most pennies minted in Philadelphia bore no mint mark. This was standard. But a very limited number of these coins were struck using misaligned dies or off-metal planchets, rare errors that occurred during the minting process. These errors, while invisible to the untrained eye, are goldmines for numismatists and high-end collectors. Imagine this. Someone once found one of these rare 1980 no-mint mark errors at the bottom of a purse and later sold it for more than most luxury SUVs. What if that same opportunity was sitting in your home, and you walked past it every single day? Think about it. While most people are busy watching markets, crypto, and real estate, the truly savvy are cashing in on coin collecting, a time-tested, recession-proof wealth strategy that's booming again. And guess which coin is leading this golden renaissance? That's right, the 1980 no-mint mark penny. Now I get it. You might be thinking, okay, but how do I know if I have one? And even if I do, how do I turn it into money? Great question, and we're about to go even deeper. First, condition is everything. Coins graded in MS65 condition or higher, especially with visible errors like double dies, misstrikes, or off-center printing, are where the real value lies. These are the coins fetching 6 and 7 figures at auctions. And the demand? Oh, it's skyrocketing. With baby boomers downsizing and Gen Zers realizing the value of collectibles, there's a rush to snap up these hidden gems. The kicker? These coins are disappearing fast. Collectors know what to look for. They're scanning estate sales, flea markets, and even your neighborhood garage sale like modern-day treasure hunters. If you wait too long, that opportunity could vanish. But here's your edge: you're watching this video. You're learning what 90% of people don't even think to consider. That makes you smarter, faster, and more prepared to profit. And now, let's reset the vibe with a quick break. Because yes, we are talking about a coin. A penny. A coin that people literally toss on the ground and walk past without a second thought. Who knew that ignoring a penny might just cost you $1 million fortune? So, what should you do next? First, check your coin jars, your wallets, that old cigar box in the attic. Look for 1980 pennies, specifically those with no mint mark, excellent condition, or anything that looks just a little off. If you find one, don't clean it, don't scratch it. Just get it appraised by a professional coin grader. Second, educate yourself. This isn't a one-coin wonder. Rare coins like this are out there, and learning to spot them can turn you into your own treasure hunter. Just imagine this. A year from now, you could be sipping coffee on your porch, telling your friends how you turned a forgotten penny into a 6-figure windfall. And finally, act fast. There's an urgency here that can't be overstated. As more coins are discovered, the competition increases. And those who hesitate? They'll watch from the sidelines as others cash in. And just when you think it can't get more exciting, there's another penny from the same era that recently shocked experts by breaking valuation records. But we'll save that for our next video. Trust me, you won't want to miss a dot if you've made it this far. Congratulations, you're officially smarter than most people when it comes to hidden wealth. But knowledge only turns into fortune when you act. So here's your next step. But it's real. This rare penny, often mistaken for pocket change, is one of the most sought-after coins in the numismatic world today. People across the United States are finding them in old jars, estate sales, and childhood coin collections. And just one of them, if it's the right kind, could transform your financial future forever. Now, before you rush to your coin stash, I want to share a powerful story with you, a story that could literally pay off in 7 figures if you stay with me. Trust me, this isn't just about coins, it's about the opportunity that might already be in your hands. In 1982, the US Mint did something unusual. They switched the composition of pennies from solid copper to a copper-coated zinc core. During this transition, several different varieties were accidentally released into circulation. But one error stood out. The 1982 no-mint mark small date penny struck on solid copper planchets. This rare blend of timing, error, and mislabeling birthed a coin so scarce and valuable, it's considered the unicorn of modern American coinage. So why is the no-mint mark detail so important? Pennies struck in Philadelphia typically didn't bear a mint mark back then, but most of the 1982 coins, especially those with errors, were struck in such low quantities that very few survived. And the ones that did? They were almost always overlooked, spent, lost, or tossed aside. Now here's where it gets exciting. Only a handful of these 1982 no-mint mark pennies have been verified by professional grading services like PCGS and NGC. One verified example recently sold for $18,800 in a public auction, and collectors are willing to pay even higher for pristine, uncirculated versions. The best-known specimen is currently valued at $1.6 million in today's booming collector market. That's a life-changing sum for something you could find in your junk drawer or even your kid's coin bank. Now, you might be wondering, okay, how do I know if I have the one? Great question, and here's where things get interesting. Ever heard the phrase, don't judge a book by its cover? Well, don't judge a penny by its rust. Just because it looks old or dirty doesn't mean it's worthless. In fact, some of the ugliest coins end up being worth the most. Kind of like that one friend from high school who turned into a millionaire tech genius. So before you toss that coin aside, take a breath and keep watching. We're about to walk through how to tell if your 1982 penny is a $1 million gem, or just loose change with a bad attitude. Now, let's talk identification. There are 7 different varieties of the 1982 penny, large date and small date versions in both copper and zinc, some with and some without mint marks. But our target, the Holy Grail, is the 1982 no mint mark small date solid copper penny. You can test the composition by weight. Copper pennies weigh about 3.11 grams, while the zinc ones are lighter, around 2.5 grams. A digital gram scale, easily found online for under $10, can help you determine what you're holding. If it's a small date design, with no mint mark, and weighs in at 3.11 grams, you could be holding a fortune. And here's where the urgency comes in. The market is red hot right now. Collectors are scouring eBay, private auctions, and estate sales to snatch up these coins before they vanish into private collections forever. Every month that passes without you checking your stash could be another missed opportunity. Let me ask you something. What would you do with $1.6 million? Pay off your mortgage? Retire early? Take your grandkids to Disney World every summer for the next 10 years? That's what one penny could mean. And this isn't fantasy, it's fact. Now picture this. Someone out there just like you, same age, same background, same curiosity, stumbled onto one of these rare pennies, but they didn't know what it was. They tossed it in a donation jar. A month later, it showed up at an auction and sold for over $1 million. Don't let that be your story. Don't leave your future up to chance. What if your shot at financial freedom has been sitting, quietly waiting, in your kitchen drawer this entire time? If you've ever dreamed of escaping the grind, living a wealthier life, and uncovering a hidden treasure already in your home, this is your moment. The 1982 no mint mark penny isn't just a collector's item. It's a symbol of how small details can hold extraordinary value. So here's what to do next. Go check your coin jars, your glove box, that old coin folder you inherited. We've already helped dozens of viewers find valuable coins, and yours could be next. Make sure you subscribe to this channel for more hidden coin gems and millionaire-making finds. Turn on notifications so you never miss an update, and leave a comment if you've got a 1982 penny. We're happy to help guide you. Imagine the feeling of digging through an old coin jar and pulling out a 1970 D Lincoln penny, only to discover that it's not worth 1 cent, but $1.7 million. Sounds insane, right? But this isn't a fairy tale or a clickbait headline. It's real. It's rare. And yes, it could still be in circulation. So, let's ask the question you didn't know you needed to answer today. Could you be sitting on a hidden fortune? Before you toss that penny aside, remember this: some of the most valuable coins in history weren't found in museums or vaults. They were found in dusty drawers, glove boxes, and even under couch cushions. And today, we're diving into the unbelievable story of the 1970 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny, the coin that turned ordinary people into millionaires overnight. To understand the extraordinary value of this coin, you need to know what makes it so special. Minted in Denver in 1970, this penny carries a D Mint mark just beneath Abraham Lincoln's bust. On the surface, it looks like any other penny from that era. But here's where the magic begins, and where the errors come in. Now, don't let the word error fool you. It's not a mistake in the oops sense. It's the kind of error that numismatists dream about. Some 1970 D pennies were mistakenly struck over 1941 Canadian coins, creating a bizarre and exciting blend of two different currencies. Others have doubling on the obverse side, clear signs of a doubled die. These errors are rare, incredibly rare. And when a collector finds one, they'll pay top dollar, up to $1.7 million, to get their hands on it. Think about this for a second. 1 cent, originally created to be forgotten in spare change, now commanding more value than a fleet of luxury cars. That's the kind of discovery that rewrites destinies. Now, here's where it gets emotional. Picture yourself struggling through daily bills, the cost of living rising, retirement looming, and then you remember that old coin collection in your attic. That dusty box from your granddad. That small moment of curiosity leads you to the coin that changes everything. That's not just luck, that's life handing you an unexpected chapter. And all because you paid attention. Okay, pause for a moment. Quick question: have you ever thrown away a penny because it wasn't worth anything? Go ahead. Admit it. We've all done it. But if you just tossed a 1970 D doubled die era penny, you may have literally thrown away $1 million. Let that thought sit with you for a moment. Uncomfortable, isn't it? Now back to the story. Some of these rare coins were never identified. They're still floating around, passed from cashier to customer, dropped in vending machines, or stashed in old coffee cans in someone's garage. And while collectors are desperately hunting them down, most people wouldn't recognize one if it hit them in the face. The demand is sky high. The supply? Practically microscopic. That's a perfect storm for value. That's why auction houses and private buyers are waiting in the wings, ready to write six-figure checks the moment one surfaces. Start by checking every penny that passes through your hands. Look closely at any 1970 D Lincoln penny you come across. Use a magnifier. Get familiar with what to look for: doubling on the date, strange overstrikes, anything unusual. Don't ignore that small feeling in your gut saying, "This might be worth something." Because if you're holding a rare variation, your 1 cent could be your one shot. This is more than just a story about coins. It's about awareness, timing, and seizing the opportunity when it knocks. Imagine waking up tomorrow and knowing your financial stress is over because of 1 penny. That's not a fantasy. It's a possibility. And it's one that you control. Let this be the moment that changes how you see the world. That coin in your pocket might be more powerful than you realize. Wealth doesn't always come in gold bars or real estate deals. Sometimes it comes in the tiniest form, just 1 cent, but with the potential to transform your entire future. Check your change. Search your drawers. Reopen those old coin albums. And if you do find something, get it authenticated fast. Because demand is growing, and these coins are becoming more sought after by the day. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Time is money, and in this case, time might literally be $1.7 million. Before you go, if you found this story eye-opening, do me one favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We've got more hidden treasures to uncover, more life-changing coins to reveal, and more chances to help you unlock the wealth sitting quietly in your own home. What if I told you that a single penny, the kind you might have tossed into a tip jar or lost between your car seats, could be worth more than your house, or even your entire retirement fund? Yes, we're talking about one of the most unassuming yet potentially life-changing coins ever minted in the United States, the 1998 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. It looks ordinary. It feels ordinary. But one rare error variant has fetched collectors' hearts and a jaw-dropping $1.8 million in the high-stakes world of numismatics. Now, before you scoff and go, "It's just a penny," ask yourself, what if you already have this coin in your possession? Would you recognize it? Or would you unknowingly spend it on a pack of gum and lose out on a millionaire's payday? That thought alone should send a chill down your spine, and a spark of curiosity through your fingertips. Back in 1998, the U.S. Mint released billions of Lincoln pennies. But a rare anomaly, a coin struck without a mint mark, with specific die errors and striking irregularities, slipped through the cracks. A rare production error turned what was meant to be just another copper-plated cent into a collector's holy grail. Most people missed it. Most people still do. It doesn't have a flashy appearance. It won't shine brighter in your pocket. But it's different. And in the world of coin collectors and wealthy investors, that difference means everything. This video isn't just about a penny. It's about what that penny represents: opportunity. A second chance. A hidden treasure waiting to be discovered in plain sight. And trust me, after you learn the story and signs of the 1998 no-mint mark penny, you'll never look at your spare change the same way again. Let's dive into why this coin is worth 7 figures. First, understand the basics. US coins are typically stamped with a mint mark, those tiny letters like D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But in 1998, a batch of Lincoln pennies produced in Philadelphia mysteriously left the mint without any mark at all. Not to expert collectors. This anomaly, when paired with ultra-sharp details, misalignments, or double dies, catapulted this coin's value into the stratosphere. You see, error coins are like art pieces, flawed in a way that makes them beautiful, rare, and desperately desired. And when only a few exist? That's when the $1 million offers start rolling in. A Florida man unknowingly held one in a mason jar for 12 years, thinking it was junk, until a coin dealer spotted the rare strike pattern and error design. That penny went on to sell at auction for over $1.8 million. Yes, that's right, one coin, one lucky break, one life changed forever. Now pause. I know what you're thinking. Great, let me just dump out my entire junk drawer. And honestly, yes, do it. But maybe wait till the end of this video, because the best part. We're only halfway through. How do I know if my 1998 penny is the one? Great question, and this is where things get exciting. To spot this hidden gem, you have to examine your coin under bright light. Check for the absence of a mint mark under the date. The error variant often has extra sharp lettering on Liberty and In God We Trust. And occasionally you'll see doubling, where parts of the design seem to repeat or shadow. Use a magnifying glass. Flip it in your hand. This isn't just about curiosity, it's an investment inspection. People spend thousands authenticating rare coins for a reason. Because that one correct find could be your path to financial freedom. And this market? It's hotter than ever. Collectors are paying premiums for rare pennies like these, not just because of their scarcity, but because they're considered legacy pieces. Treasures that grow in value over time and make for generational wealth. Here's the truth. Most people will never find a coin like this, because they never even look. They pass by opportunity every day without seeing it. But you're not most people. You stayed until this point in the video because you want something more. You see the possibilities, and more importantly, you believe it could happen for you. Whether you're someone cleaning out an old coin jar, inheriting a box from your grandparents, or simply picking up change at a gas station, there's now a new thought planted in your mind. A spark. An awareness. And that awareness could make you wealthy. Before you rush off to search your couch cushions, here's one last nugget. There are rumors of even rarer variations of the 1998 penny that haven't surfaced publicly yet, coins that experts believe exist but haven't hit the auction block. Could one of them be in your hands right now? So here's what to do next. Take a moment to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and tap the notification bell. Because every week, we bring you the secrets, stories, and strategies that turn ordinary coins into million-dollar discoveries. The 1998 no-mint mark penny might be your first win, but it doesn't have to be your last. You're not just collecting coins, you're collecting possibilities. What if I told you that a single penny, yes, just 1 cent, could be the key to unlocking a million-dollar lifestyle? Sounds too good to be true, right? But before you roll your eyes and toss that old jar of coins aside, let me introduce you to one of the most shockingly overlooked treasures in American coinage. The 1978 Lincoln penny with rare mint errors, now worth a jaw-dropping $1.1 million on the collector's market. Let that sink in. 1 penny. Over $1 million. Now imagine discovering this tiny piece of copper in your old drawer, or hidden in plain sight among your spare change. It's not a myth. It's not a fantasy. It's a very real opportunity, and one that thousands of collectors and investors are scrambling for right now. And in today's video, we're diving deep into the world of this humble but extraordinary coin. By the time we're done, you'll never look at your pennies the same way again. Let's rewind for a moment and paint the bigger picture. The year was 1978. Gas was cheap, disco ruled the airwaves, and America was busy preparing for the dawn of the digital age. Amid all this, the Denver Mint produced millions of Lincoln cents. So, what makes the 1978 D-Mint mark penny so valuable today? The answer lies in the rare errors, tiny imperfections that transform a common coin into a numismatic masterpiece. Among the most sought after are off-center strikes, doubled dies, and a mysterious misalignment that left some coins looking slightly tilted from their normal axis. To the untrained eye, they might seem like mere flaws. But to a seasoned collector, they scream value, rarity, prestige, and that's where the excitement begins. Only a handful of these 1978 D pennies with such anomalies have survived in pristine condition. Graded at MS-66 or higher, and authenticated by premier agencies like PCGS or NGC, these coins are commanding 6 to 7 figures in private auctions. Yes, you heard that right. People are cashing in on these everyday coins for the price of a luxury home. I know what you're thinking. This sounds like winning the lottery. But here's the kicker. These coins aren't buried in some ancient vault. They're showing up in estate sales, old coin rolls, even dusty mason jars in suburban kitchens. I remember speaking with a viewer from Ohio. Let's call him James. He watched one of our earlier videos, checked his childhood coin collection, and lo and behold, there it was, a 1978 D penny with a noticeable off-center strike and strong doubling on. In God we trust. 3 weeks later, he sold it at auction for over $500,000. $500,000 for a coin he almost forgot he had. Now tell me, when was the last time checking your change felt that exciting? When was the last time you actually looked at a penny? Not just glanced, but really looked. Most of us toss them aside like lint from a pocket, useless, annoying, too small to matter. But here's a fun thought. What if your next penny is your ticket to early retirement? Makes you want to grab a magnifying glass and start inspecting, doesn't it? Now, let's talk strategy. Because it's not enough to just know these coins exist, you need to know how to find one, recognize it, and cash in when the time is right. First, condition is key. A 1978 D penny that's been through the wash cycle 10 times? Probably not worth millions. But one that's been tucked away in a coin folder or stashed in an untouched roll? That's gold. A doubled die, where the lettering or date appears to be stamped twice. A clipped planchet, where a piece of the coin is literally missing from the edge. And off-center strikes, where the image is misaligned, giving the coin an unbalanced look. These are the calling cards of value. These are the signs that make collectors line up with their checkbooks. And third, don't wait. The market for rare pennies is red hot right now. Wealthy collectors, hedge funds, and international buyers are flooding the market, desperate to own a piece of American history. If you find one of these gems, get it graded immediately. Use a trusted certification agency. Then, let the bidding wars begin. But here's the twist. There may still be undiscovered variations of the 1978 penny out there. Some experts believe the most valuable one, perhaps with a double strike, a unique die crack, or even a transitional error, hasn't even been found yet. It could be sitting in a jar, in a drawer, in your pocket. So ask yourself, could you be holding the next $1 million penny? At this point, it's not just about coins. It's about awareness, opportunity, legacy. You've spent years working, saving, planning for your future. What if the tool to elevate your lifestyle was already in your home, hiding in plain sight? That's not hype, it's reality for those who choose to dig a little deeper, stay curious, and take action. Every coin has a story. Some are worth 1 cent. Others, like the 1978 penny with rare errors, can rewrite your financial future. So here's what I want you to do. Right after this video, grab your change jar. Dig out your old penny collections. Search your drawers, your glove box, that forgotten box in the attic. And look for the signs. A small D under the year 1978. Unusual markings. Anything out of the ordinary. Then come back here, drop a comment if you find something, and share your story. And don't forget to subscribe, because every week we unlock new secrets about rare coins, hidden treasures, and how ordinary people just like you are turning cents into 7-figure fortunes. Don't let this opportunity slip through your fingers. Your $1 million penny might just be waiting for you to discover it. But stay with me, because the story of the 1962 mint mark penny is no ordinary tale. It's a real-world treasure hunt hiding in plain sight, and people just like you are cashing in. This coin, a piece of copper barely bigger than a thumbnail, has shocked collectors and auction houses alike with its explosive value. And here's the twist, you might already own one without even knowing it. Imagine going through an old coin jar, wiping the dust off a penny from decades ago, and finding out that it's your ticket to financial freedom. No drama, no lottery ticket, just knowledge, timing, and a bit of luck. Sounds exciting? You bet it is. And in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why the 1962 penny is making headlines, how rare minting errors have driven its value through the roof, and how you can tell if you're holding onto a 6-figure piece of American history. Let's step back into history for a moment. 1962. John F. Kennedy was president, gas was 31 cents a gallon, and the Denver Mint was striking millions of pennies, most of which were intended for everyday circulation. But a small batch came out, different. These weren't your average coins. They had what collectors call high-value mint errors, double dies, off-center strikes, and die breaks so distinct they turned this simple penny into an ultra-rare collectible. One famous example? A 1962 penny with a strong double die obverse and reverse, showing doubling in Lincoln's eye, date, and lettering, sold at auction for a life-changing $1.2 million. And here's the kicker, that coin wasn't sitting in a vault or a museum. It was found by someone who simply paid attention. Could that be you next? Now, I know what you're thinking. How can such a tiny mistake make a coin so valuable? That's the power of rarity. Coin collectors, especially those with deep pockets, are constantly on the hunt for the few pieces that escaped perfection. These minting errors make the 1962 penny one of the hottest commodities in the numismatic world today. Still not convinced this coin is in high demand? Major auction houses are constantly on the lookout for them. Collectors from New York to San Francisco are placing record bids. Some are even building private collections just around early 1960s pennies because of this kind of historical and financial allure. Now pause for a second. Have you checked your junk drawer lately? You know, that messy one where keys, batteries, and random coins go to disappear? What if your retirement plan has been sitting there all this time, disguised as a penny too worn out to matter? Let's talk real results now. How do you know if you've struck gold, or, well, copper? First, flip the coin and look closely at the mint mark just below the date. Look for any abnormalities, doubling in the date or lettering, off-center stamping, or what appears like a cracked surface. If anything looks off, that's a good thing. That might be your $1,000,000 signal. But here's where urgency kicks in: these coins are aging fast. The longer they circulate, or sit forgotten in drawers, the more they wear down, and even rare ones can lose value if they're damaged. That's why now is the time to act. Get your coin evaluated, professionally graded, and listed in the right auction circles before the market shifts. Because as demand continues to rise, so does the competition. The clock is ticking, and your lucky find could be someone else's $1,000,000 claim if you wait too long. And here's something most people don't realize. There may be another variation of the 1962 penny, even rarer, not yet discovered by the market. Imagine being the first to uncover that. You'd not only own a piece of history, you'd make history. But we'll dive deeper into that mystery in our upcoming video, so make sure you're subscribed. The truth is, your financial breakthrough might not come from a bonus at work or a sudden windfall, but from an overlooked coin already in your home. The 1962 penny is more than currency. It's proof that fortune sometimes favors the curious. All it takes is a trained eye, a bit of research, and the willingness to believe that small things can carry enormous value. So here's what you need to do. Go check your coin collection, your grandparents' old jars, and even the couch cushions. Then come back here and tell us what you found in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. And if you want more insights into coins worth thousands, sometimes millions, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because in this channel, we don't just talk about money, we help you find it.